So at Tailwind UI, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside of the components, and they have this really nice component under their application UI where they have multi-column layouts. And the one that I ended up using was this this constrained 3-column. So I'm just going to take the code that's in here, and they have a nice copy button. I'm just going to copy all of this code over, and I'm going to bring that into our application where we have our topic_live.html.heeks. I'm just going to replace everything. So we're going to get a really, really fresh start. So I realized too that before I said hell, I am a topic instead of hello, I am a topic. That is hilarious. Anyways, I digress. So here we go. So this is as simple as it is when you're using Tailwind CSS, you can just copy and paste code basically. And now our application on our website looks like this. We are going to do some cleanup and modification because we don't want to have something like that view profile. So I'm just going to look for where view profile is. And then all I have to do is just take the time to figure out where the profile dropdown is, and we can just delete that. So let's see. So we got rid of that. And then what else don't we need? Well, this is looking pretty good. Documentation and support, we're not really going to use that. Documentation and support, we can go ahead and we'll just remove those as well. And inside of here, we'll set up something like, we'll change topics here. So we'll add something there to change topics. And then where we're searching for the projects, search projects. We don't need to use this either. We'll probably go ahead and set up something else inside of here. Maybe just like a really simple title or something. And then we can leave everything else the way that it is. So yeah, that looks pretty good. That basically gives us an idea of what we're looking at. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and replace these placeholders that we set up on our page. And I've just made the decision that what I'm going to do for these sections is I'm just going to paste the code because it's going to take me a bit to type things out and just kind of play with the styling to the best of my ability. So instead of boring you while I type everything out, I'm just going to go ahead and paste certain sections, and you can pause the video and type them out if you want to copy me verbatim, or you can just kind of tweak yours to be similar. So here where I have the simple title, I'm just going to add this. I'm going to say Learn Phoenix 1.7 in LiveView at productiveprogrammer.com. You can see that I just made the text bigger and bolder, and I just add a little bit of padding to give it some spacing. And then I am going to change where we have the change topics here section. I went ahead and just made this a link. And the way that I got this button styling is I didn't type all of this out. What I did is I went to Tailwind UI, and under their components section, actually what I think I just did is I just searched for button, and I found a nice button that they had. I went and I found this one, and I just went to the code and I just copied one of these, and then I just made minor tweaks to turn it into a link afterwards. So that way it was really simple for me to set up that button for change topic. So in order to set up a link using Phoenix, you can do the .link notation, and then you can say patch. And here we set it up to be a verified route, so that way this will reroute us back to the home page. So it has this sigil P, and then inside quotes we put the /, and that will go ahead and redirect us back to the home page. So that change topic link will just bring us back to the home page. It just redirects us. Now, I don't like the way that this background is purple here. It looks kind of ugly. So I'm just going to go ahead and modify their template a little bit. And I'm going to locate where the color is. So they're using a background indigo, and we can just make ours gray, and we won't make it as dark. We'll just make it a little bit lighter. So I see there's an indigo here, and then so we'll change that from indigo to gray. And then if we come over to the page now, so that still looks a little light. So we could just make this shade darker. And then this looked like it was, I didn't like how this is so dark here. So we'll just go ahead and add a font of, make the text gray and set it to 400 here. And we can make that a little bit darker. And that looks nice. So yeah, that's all there is to it. It's just really, the Tailwind CSS actually makes it really quick and productive to do all this stuff. And I just not gonna, this mobile button here, we're not gonna have this open up in mobile. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete all this stuff that I just noticed here. We can also check to see that there's how it looks on resizing. So yeah, there's some other mobile stuff here that we don't really need. We're not going to use this dashboard and this sign in, sign out. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that as well. And then when this button resizes, we still want that button, the change topic, to exist. So we can go back to our change topic. And then we're just going to make it so that this class is not hidden. We're just going to always keep this around as a block. And now no matter how small we get, we'll be able to change topic. So that change topic link will just bring us back to the home page. It just redirects us because it just points to the / path. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good here for an initial setup of these 3 columns and the top here. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of like keep our chat application in the center here. And then on the left-hand side, we'll have users that are active. And then on the right-hand side, you could use it for various things. We're not really going to use it too much for this application, but that'll be useful as well. It could be very useful, but we'll see if we find a purpose for it. But I'm mainly thinking just chat application here in the center, and then users online over here, and then maybe some branding or something over on the right-hand side.